So the Prime Minister today addressed Viksit Bharat Jammu Kashmir program in Srinagar. This was his first visit to the valley since the abrogation of Article 370. Projects worth rupees 6,400 crores have been inaugurated that include a holistic agricultural development program, 52 tourism sector projects, and also handed out 3,500 government jobs. Over the next 30 minutes, we will discuss what change the Modi government has brought about in the valley in the last 10 years. The budget allocated over 1 lakh crore to the state's future. World-class infrastructure in the form of Chenab bridge or the Zojila tunnel are already in place. The terror incidents have reduced, stone pelting has come down, and there is a new wave of hope which is seen on the ground in Jammu and Kashmir. So what has been the biggest success and what comes next? That's exactly what we'll discuss over the course of the next 30 minutes. Mr. Lalit Amardar, political analyst, joins us on the program. He's a prominent Kashmiri voice. Major General G.G. Dwivedi, global strategic and defense expert, also with us on the program. Sujata Bashir, spokesperson, Democratic Azad Party, is with us on the program as well. Dr. Nirmal Singh, former Deputy Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, will also be joining us. And last but not the least, Mr. Amit Raina, Kashmiri Pandit, with us on the program as well. Amit, I'll begin with you. Well, as I said in my opening monologue, it's very apparent and it's very, very obvious that we are talking about what has changed in Jammu and Kashmir in the last 10 years. Obviously, we should stay away from being unreasonable and expect miracles to happen in Jammu and Kashmir over the course of the last few years. But a lot has still changed. How would you categorize these changes? And do you think that they are a direct result of the political will which has been displayed by this government time and again?
Undoubtedly, what we are seeing in Jammu and Kashmir today, especially the Kashmiri Valley, the change we have seen in last 4 years is because of the political will. And trust me, the biggest political will this government showed was on 5th August 2019 when they went and abrogated an article which no one was willing to touch. An article which probably somewhere was responsible for what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir. In last 4 years, we have seen the changes. So, Hindi mein kahavat hai, haath kundan ko aarsi kya. In last year, 2023, we have seen zero stone building incidents. We have seen civilian killings getting reduced to 67%. We have seen attack on defense personnel, security personnel reduced by 47%. And we have seen band calls to zero. We have seen zero educational loss day in Jammu and Kashmir in last 4 years, especially due to bands and the hartals and the stone pelting incidents and the terror violence. So this is definitely an improvement. We have seen highest number of tourist footfall in last 75 years in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So this is all that is clearly visible on the ground. What is the biggest difference you can see today and between the rally which happened in 2014 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi? At that point of time, people who wanted to be part of that rally did come, but they came with masks on. They did not want to speak to media. They hid their face from the cameras. They were afraid that terrorists, the separatists should not identify them. Their family should not identify their friends and family should not identify them. Today, the people of Kashmir were willing to participate. They were willing to speak their mind. They wanted to have selfie with Prime Minister. That young boy who was presenting about his honeybee farm wanted a selfie with the Prime Minister. Gone are the days when people used to hide from the politicians, from the leaders of this country. That is the change you can see today, and it was visible. Thousands and lakhs of people wanted to be part of that rally today. From a day where you wanted to find people to attend the rally of the Prime Minister of India, people were willing to come. They were, unfortunately, for many of them, had to go back because there was not enough space. If this is not a visible change, then I don't know what is a visible change.
Jal Dwivedi, how do you look at this transformation that has come about in the last few years? Obviously, we still have some rogue and some sporadic incidents of terror activities, but if you compare them to what happened 10 years ago, Kashmir is a new territory altogether. And of course, the strength of the people who protect Jammu and Kashmir, the army, still continues to be at an enormous number. But, there will be a time when this number will also go down.
Well, we need someone who have done multiple tenures in Kashmir Valley especially. I think today what we can say is a sea change on the groundswell. I quite remember when I was commanding the formation in Baramulla, Patton and Sangrama were flying the LET flag. So we have come a long way. And this has happened especially, I think, over the last 4 to 5 years, because after the abrogation of Article 370, the change that on the ground was phenomenal. Now, I was in Srinagar in that's just about 2 months back, and I went around a lot of places where I had been earlier there. You can see that there is a groundswell, positive groundswell, not only for the tourists, but public at large. You can see them that they are now only symbolically, actually you can see the peace returning to the valley. Now, three, four important points which I wish to flag. First and foremost, I think definitely it is the will of the government, especially of the Prime Minister, that this change has happened. Secondly, the people have realized the folly, the foolishness, the bloodshed that they have to actually sacrifice because of the misguided youth. And now they have come on track because they see that prosperity is the only way forward. And also in Jammu, I teach in IIM Jammu, and new building, IIT, AIMS, all this show that the progress forward is for the larger good of the young India. And young India is the one which is critical mass of our country. And today, what we are seeing is a lot of opportunities being opened up for the young people, for the farmers, for the local industry, tourism. All this only goes on to show that Kashmir is in for brighter days, and the change that is coming will pick up more once the investments start coming from the UAE, Middle East. I think all this is a very positive sign, and this has happened because of three basic reasons: the will of the government, the cooperation of the people, and excellent work done by the security forces. Vineet.
All right. Mr. Lalit Ambardar, let's weigh in on what you also have to say. You know, we have discussed the economy, we've discussed the security apparatus as well. But what about the perception about investing in Kashmir? How has that been transformed over the last few years?
We need to, I need to share my concerns. I have been maintaining 5th of August 2019 was a momentous day when Narendra Modi will political power and got rid of this constitutional arrangement which had enabled separatism in Kashmir, pan-Islamism inspired separatism in Kashmir, and that led to Kashmir Jihad, terror-infested Kashmir Jihad, which took the toll on Kashmiri Hindus. Kashmiri Hindus suffered genocide at the advent of Kashmir Jihad 32 years ago. So 5th of August is understandably, but Kashmir Jihad and pan-Islamic ecosystem are two different things, right? They're interrelated. What you began on the 5th of August 2019 is the dismantling of that Islamo-fascist ecosystem that has to be dismantled. It has been flourishing for 70 years. It will take time, and it's happening. You can see the ground results on that. You can see people now turning around. You can see there's a ban on Jamaat Islami. I wish they had put a ban on LSDs as well. So similarly, the separatist Islamists have been made redundant. But I'm also cautious about it. The mainstream Islamists are muftis and Abdullahs. Today, tomorrow, they're going to participate in elections again. And yet, about the investment, Kashmir was always flourishing well, even before the advent of Kashmir Jihad. In fact, the average Kashmiri Muslim lived a better off than average Kashmiri Hindu in rest of India. It was always like that. But yes, people will invest in a place where it's peace. But I do not understand why we are saying that after abolition of Article 370, Kashmir Jihad has come to an end. It is there. It is there. You see, Kashmiri Hindus suffered genocide, not one. It has not been formally acknowledged, but even by this government, that this was a genocide. Not a tribunal has been set up. Not even one rapist, murderer, mass murderer has been even charged. There's not even one punishment. Not at all. So when you talk about Kashmiri Hindus, they are part of it because we are the original stakeholders of Kashmir. So at the same time, I say my nation, my Rashtra needs Narendra Modi for next 100 years. No doubt about it. But I think in terms of Kashmir, we are not being pragmatic in terms of strategically. You remember in Afghanistan, Russians were there for, Soviets were there for 10 years, Americans 20 years. We invested so much, India invested so much in Afghanistan. We in fact built their parliament. In the very parliament now, you are passing the Sharia law. If the ankle of a woman is visible, how many lashes she should get. So Kabul is virtually back to what it was 50 years ago. So jihad, till you have internal reforms within Islam, which I see a ray of hope in coming from the Prince Salman of Saudi Arabia. But till then, you'll have to live with Kashmir jihad. And for that, I think you will have to curtail the Islamist geopolitical space. For example, Ladakh, your reorganization has taken place. Ladakh is independent now. Kashmir's 75% geographical problem is solved. Now, if you remove Jammu from this Jammu Kashmir, so 50% more is resolved. And if you take what Amit Shah said in the parliament, that reorganization of the state will be taken to a logical conclusion, I foresee today, tomorrow, Kashmir will also see union territory of Anu Kashmir created for the Aboriginal Kashmiri Hindus. Because you have to have a strategically vital demographic border in Kashmir, which has been shifted after the displacement of Kashmiri Hindus by 288 kilometers south to Jammu. So we have to return back to Kashmir. That's very important. So it was a bit of, not a disappointment. We have gone through hell all these 32 years. And I see a hope in Narendra Modi. And I'm sure my community missed even a mention of Kashmiri Hindus, even a speech. And that's a disappointment to very many people. I think in the long run, yes, there is a change happening in Kashmir. Jihad is under control because the security grid is very, very tight there. And wherever they find a breach, they are targeting it. Don't forget the Prime Minister package employees, they've been issued a warning.
Let me get a response to what you've said. Mr. Ambadar, one second. Let me get a response from Amit Rai on what you've said.
Sir.
One second. No, sir. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Amit, how do you respond to what Mr. Ambadar has said? Mr. Raina?
Yes.
How do you respond to what Mr. Ambadar has said, that the Kashmiri Pandit is not being addressed at this point in time?
So see, there are concerns on the Kashmiri Pandit return. And there are, I would not say the government has not done work on the return of Kashmiri Pandit. They have done work on their own thought process, which most of the community is not in agreement with. But the government of India has worked on the return of Kashmiri Pandits. Yes, we find that return plan which is being worked on by the government of India faulty, because having seen what has happened in the last 700 years in Kashmir, I think the solution which is being worked out right now by the government of India is not the right solution. It needs to have a Hindu footprint in Kashmir, and a footprint which again does not seem exodus. One needs to look at the history that there has been 7 exoduses from Kashmir because you have not been able to create a single one-place settlement for Kashmiri Pandits, and they are already vulnerable to the attack, to the political administration's negligence, to the attack by the jihadi elements. So there has to be a different strategy. But yes, this government has worked on return of Kashmiri Pandits undoubtedly, not to the expectations of community. We are also expecting. One has to realize that Justice Kaul recently during the 370 article judgment clearly mentioned that there has to be Truth and Reconciliation Commission. While Truth and Reconciliation Commission may not be the right thing, but it somewhere does hint back that there are communities which have suffered in Kashmir and they need to get justice. So that tribunal, which we are still awaiting to deliver justice, has not happened. We have seen 0 conviction till date. But one has to understand that Kashmir problem is multifaceted. It requires solutions at multiple ends, and I see this government taking that step forward. So as Lalit rightly said, we still see the hope in Pradhan Mantri Modi, and we are hopeful that the subsequent steps would be in the direction we hope for.
Sujata Bashir, I hope you can hear me. Sujata Bashir?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, you've heard the arguments, you've seen the progress. What's missing at this point in time? And let's keep into focus that, it is not something that can be changed in 2 terms of any government.
Right. Just now I heard from the Amit that they were talking about their community. And Lalit, same thing, talking about their community. What about the people of Kashmir? It's not about the one community. You are not talking about the people of Jammu and Kashmir. Everyone has suffered. Today the Prime Minister came, the whole area was covered with the security. When you are saying that Naya Kashmir, change in Kashmir. So what is the change? Whole here, I did not interfere, Lalit. Just keep calm and listen to everyone and let everybody speak up. So now just go on the roads. Whole area is covered with the security. Why? When you are saying Naya Kashmir, so where is the Naya Kashmir? So Naya Kashmir is this, that nobody is allowed to come out of the houses. With the development, everybody is there. But tell me what the Prime Minister gave to the youth. Where are the jobs for the youth? And the boys who are in the jails from last 5 years, they are not letting them out. Why didn't he give this package, give them a chance to live? Are they not interested to live the life? Are they not the part of...
All right, your video is frozen. I'm going to get Mr. Ambadar back into this. Mr. Ambadar,
yeah,
would you like to respond?
She was referring to me. Yes,
5 o'clock
yes.
in the morning. Was that a rally? Was that a BJP rally or a Prime Minister's visit to Kashmir? Mr. Lalit, let me speak. Okay, we all heard from you. So where is the package? And it's not the Kashmir only is getting the package. Whole India get the package. Prime Minister with every part of the India. But why in Kashmir only we...
Ma'am, your network is patchy. Please log out and log in again. In the meantime, we're going to hear from Mr. Ambadar. Mr. Ambadar, go ahead.
Yeah. I referred to you. I just mentioned about that. When you announced the elections there, these very so-called mainstream Islamists come on the street and they will spew venom. They will incite the local people. They will invoke Pakistan. They will want to talk to Pakistan, Rawalpindi, JSQ. This is going to happen there. And the target will be Kashmiri Hindus. Let me remind, I think she's from Ghulam Nabi Azad's party. Let me remind you, the butcher of Kashmiri Hindus, self-confessed butcher of Kashmiri Hindus is Bhutta Karate. Of Farooq Ahmad Dar, right? You know when he was released from the Tara jail, and it was under the nose of the then Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad. You know what was the observation of the judge? We know there are very serious charges against this particular person, but the prosecution did not pursue the case properly. This happened right under the watch of Ghulam Nabi Azad. And you know what? How he was Bhutta Karate received in his mohalla, in his community. He was received with a traditional Kashmiri roast and toffees and were showered on him. This is what you call Naya Kashmir. And today even today, there are people, I repeat, I respect the Kashmiri Muslims who are nationalists. I call them Sanatani Hindus who at the risk of their lives are braving the threat from Kashmiri Islamists. It's not threat from only the jihadis. They are always going to do it. But it's the mainstream parties. If you don't provide security to the people of India, what will happen? They were providing security to Hurriyat. They were providing security to a person like Yasin Malik.
Correct.
They were calling him Saab. Ask them. They are calling him Saab. And when I talk about Kashmiri Hindus, see, my people are on the threat list only because we have been flying tricolor in Kashmir. Farooq Abdullah, he abandoned Kashmiri Hindus on 19th of January 1990. He fled Kashmir, leaving Kashmiri Hindus at the mercy. He was an elected chief minister. He left us at the mercy of jihadists. What did Ghulam Nabi Azad did? He told Prabhu Chawla on a show, in the passing reference, when he asked him what about Kashmiri Hindus when he was the chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir, hum kya karenge? Hum utha ke le jayenge kya unko? This was how lackadaisical, insensitive he has been about Kashmir. Now it's politics. He come back there. They will play competitive Islamist politics in Kashmir, and the victims will be Kashmiri Hindus. See, PM package. I was telling about it. Their DPs, their telephone numbers, names have been printed by jihadi groups and published openly, threatening them that you're on the hit list. And it is because of these people who are spreading venom against Bharatiya Janata Party, Hindutva, they call them fascists. They don't call them Hindus. They don't call them Indians. They call them you are fascists of a fascist party. Because these people, so-called mainstream people, are spreading hatred against Narendra Modi in Kashmir. That's what I'm worried about. Therefore, you have to have a separate entity for Kashmir. First of all, reconciliation cannot happen with Kashmiri Hindus because we didn't kill anybody. We were targeted, we have suffered genocide, so it's incumbent upon this government to set up a tribunal. First of all, acknowledge what Kashmiri Hindus have suffered as genocide, so that it is, and you hold all these people who have been successively running the government of India, government of J and Kashmir. What was their role
Okay.
in the genocidal
Okay,
exodus,
let's get
exodus of
let's
Kashmir?
get General Dwivedi into this conversation as well. General Dwivedi, I'm sure you're not really keen on looking at the political aspect of this all, but the fact of the matter is that even when it comes to the security of Jammu and Kashmir, you cannot extricate the political aspect out of the realities that exist and which have been enlightened and brought to us by both Mr. Raina and Mr. Ambadar.
Well, Vineet, absolutely, because politics and security go hand in hand, and therefore you cannot delink one from the other, because after all, the whole effort is for the people who live there, whole effort is for the people to be lived in normalcy and amidst prosperity. But point is that sentiments apart, emotions apart, we got to take a pragmatic look. And pragmatic issue is that we need to understand from where we have been able to salvage the situation. As I said, only when I was there in 2000, 2002, it was almost even the most optimistic person was of the opinion that Kashmir is gone. But today, we have been able to get it on track. But the question is that this cannot be seen in isolation, either politically or even internally or emotionally. What we have to, we need a very sound Kashmir policy, because it is not only the internal dimension, there are external dimensions. Right now, the proxy war is on. The focus has shifted south of Pir Panjal. Pakistan is still at its game. Point number one. Point number two, we should not be actually take it for granted that peace has returned, because this could be a lull for time being until we root out the terrorism per se. I don't think we can rest assured. Third point is the Kashmiri Pandits. Well, I have a neighbor who stays next to me in Gurgaon. Well, they also have to come out, because everything cannot be given by the government. There has to be effort on part of the Kashmiri Pandits, because when I was in Baramulla, we tried to establish a Pandit colony, but the environment still are not conducive, because there is high degree of danger for the Kashmiri Pandits to be brought in. I think this process is going to take time. But all I can say is going to be a long-term Kashmir policy, the policy which has to have the political, the locals, the security all dovetailed into one, and the end, my word is that only normalcy can be seen to be true normalcy when the Kashmiri Pandits are also brought in and they are able to live without fear and without any security concern. Vineet.
10 seconds, please.
1 second,
General
Mr. Ambadar, I'll come to you.
Just
Mr. Raina,
10 seconds, please.
Mr. Raina,
No,
I'll come
just
to you.
give me 10
no,
seconds,
no, please don't do this, Mr. Ambadar. I'll come to you. I already told you that. Please don't run this debate as per what you want to say when you want to say. Mr. Raina, concluding thoughts. We're about to wrap up.
See, I agree with General Sahab that we need to understand that the existence of Pakistan and the Pakistan deep state is on Kashmir. Until that deep state of Pakistan continues to exist, Kashmir, we will continue to see problems in Kashmir, we will continue to see attacks in Kashmir, and as he rightly said, the theatre of action is now moved towards Pir Panjal range. So the government of India has to work towards it. See, Kashmir has three problems. One is the Pakistan, second is the Islamist agenda, and third is the return of Kashmiri Pandits and creating the geopolitical narrative which ensures that Kashmir continues to be part of India. Now look at the political representative of a political party who first thing she said today was that there are 5,000 miscreants who have pelted stones, who were against India, who have always harbored ill will towards India, who are responsible for the mayhem that has happened in Kashmir to be released. They want these.
Okay, quickly.
They want
Mr. Raina, quickly. Wrap up, please.
And that is something which is very worrying.
Okay, Mr. Ambadar, the floor is yours now. Please go ahead.
My apologies. I never want to run the debate the way I wanted. I just wanted to intervene because General, with due regards to General Sir, he made something which I feel bad about it. He said Kashmiri Pandits have also to come to forward. Sir, kya kare? Sir, kya kare? Ghar chhod diya, sab kar diya, and I can tell you with pride that if Kashmir today continues to be part of India, it's us who have been working all these years, resisting any compromise on the side of the successive governments in the center. Kashmir is almost written off. Kashmir is also written off. We have resisted. And if Kashmir continues to be part of India, it's because of us. So what else you would expect us to do, sir? We are doing it. And as I said, Kashmir is not just Kashmir about. I'm worried about
Mr. Nambarda, the people who die here, what about those people?
I just
Why you are not saying that the people who die here?
Okay, let Sujala make a point. Let her make a point.
जो कश्मीर में हिंदुस्तान के नाम से मरा उनके लिए मेरा सजदा, उनको सलाम करता हूँ। लेकिन आपके घर से कितने लोग मारे गए?
मुझे बताइए जितने किडनैप हो गए उनका क्या है? आप उस किडनैप
अरे किडनैप कहाँ गए थे? वो तो ये JK Alef said कि we did not expect government to yield. We are anyway going to read Mufti's daughter.
Let there be a talk between these people. Why didn't they ban that time? They could have banned the cup.
What did you do? Ma'am, what did you do? What have you been doing?
I said, why didn't they ban them that time? When this time they banned these
you are collaborators.
Why
collaborators, ma'am.
Why couldn't they do that?
You are collaborators.
They were trying to get the talks between separatists and the government. Why? They could have stopped the talks between separatists and the government.
Those who have taken gun against India, they deserve to die. Let me repeat. जो हिंदुस्तान के खिलाफ लड़ाई करेगा उसको मरना है दफन होना उसको
who are not having any problem anything with the militancy what is their
no not only that
what is their
जो कश्मीरी मुसलमान हिंदुस्तान के लिए मरता है तिरंगे के लिए मरता है उसके लिए सलाम salute
he's inside the board what is the government of India doing for them
for whom you government you are not part of India are you not part of India
are they not letting
are you not part of India
ma'am anyone who raises stone against India does not like India wants destruction of India.
All right. Okay. I think we've been able to exchange quite a few thoughts now. We've been able to exchange quite a few thoughts now. We can't be speaking over each other and still expecting to make any sense. Well, we've run out of time, but we've definitely heard a number of perspectives. We've run out of time, unfortunately. This is something that needs to be appreciated for the progress that has been made in Jammu and Kashmir over the last few years. There will be problems, there will be challenges, there will be impediments, but it's supposed to be taken one day at a time, and that's what's important.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.